Hello, folks. We are back on the Daily Leaf News. As
No,
you'll
we're
see, we
not.
have a new YouTube channel. And welcome back. JP Senzo is supposed to be here. Something happened. I do
I'm
not know
black.
what happened. Yes, so we'll get to the moderators and everything. Today is a Terrell McCann interview. Hello, Terrell. He is vice presidential nominee for Ryan Service and Independent.
Can
Hello,
you
Terrell. How are you
hear
doing
me?
today?
I'm good. I'm also going to be. I'm also running to be the next district class senator.
That's good to know. We are also here with District 1 House Representative
And
Jacob
Speaker of the House.
and Speaker of the House, sorry, Jacob Tawney. Hello, Jacob. Welcome.
Yo, 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 when you walk down the
And
street.
we also here, sorry, we also here with AC member. Hello,
No, you're
Harvey.
not. No, you're not.
Um, Hi.
Okay, we'll be joined by JC Senzo in a
No,
little
you
bit if
won't.
he can join back. I don't know.
No, you're not going to be
But
joined.
do any we please ask the member? This is our new Daily Leaf News
No,
channel, so just please
no.
ask any questions you
What
have.
happened to the other one?
That was my that was my personal account that I did on. Okay, Jacob, do you have a question for Terrell?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Just so that everyone knows, can you please list your accomplishments as District 7 representative?
What?
Terrell. Terrell, just so that everyone knows your accomplishments, can you tell us what your accomplishments were as District 7 representative?
All right. Well, thank you for that question.
Bro,
Um,
why is my levels being adjusted when I'm muted?
No, I'm adjusting it so everyone can just hear. So there's better sound quality. That's all.
um, I want to. So
But you're
first, I
still
want to.
muted. Don't worry.
I want to thank Cameron and for allowing me to come on here. And I want to thank Harvey and Jacob for being here. When I was District 7 rep, we did a lot of things legislatively. Had the opportunity to sponsor and co-sponsor many great bills, although I may have written a lot of bills. Had the great opportunity to write something that would put our Congress in order in terms of when we're swearing our senators in or and representatives in. I can consider that one of my accomplishments. I had the opportunity to sponsor a bill which would make community colleges free of tuition. I did that with Senator Sam Martinez when he proposed that bill way back when. I remember that clearly. That was a huge accomplishment. Another thing when I was D7 rep, when I worked with Speaker Ethan Fitzgerald, the time he was Speaker and I was Majority Leader, I worked with him side by side to make sure that the President was aware of everything that was going on in the House. And that I can honestly say that was one of the great things that I loved about being in the House. And I love working with other representatives. Like I said, I sponsored and co-sponsored and helped write bills with people. And if you remember when I was VP, I wrote a bill with Senator Evans, the Quality Education Reform Act, um, in which that we got that bill passed and we got it signed, and now it's law. And that's honestly what I can call as my accomplishments. Next question.
So I'll say this.
I have a question.
So yeah, no, I'm just gonna say Harvey, since you're AC, do you have any questions like regarding Terrell? Harvey, questions for Terrell?
Yeah, Terrell, how's management going on so far?
Management in terms of what? Oh, for AC.
No, not in terms of AC, but I mean in terms of your job overall.
So right now, as you know, the current Attorney General under President Tom Kirkman. Whoop whoop. Right now, management in terms of the Justice Department right now is good. Right now, we're wrapping up. We're fixing to wrap up our investigation. Um, and I can't really comment too much on that because I'm not allowed to tell you too much of that. But I can say that yeah, management is going good so far. I've had the opportunity to appoint a special counsel um, or a special prosecutor, however you want to interpret that, into the investigation. And he's been doing a good job. So management is going pretty good. Thank you for that question.
Okay, so of course you're the vice presidential nominee for Ryan Service, the current
Well,
vice
not a
president
nominee, but I'm just on the ticket.
on the ticket, yes. But so of course he was your enemy in the last election, and of course you're on Mayo's ticket last time around. What kind of made you go with a conservative, being that you're very Democrat? That you're very a Democrat.
Um, One thing I will say about that campaign is that me and Ryan agreed last election to not attack each other. If we attacked each other, it was on policy and not personal levels. But me and Ryan never attacked each other. So I'm going to tell you, Ryan Service has been a great friend to me. Um, and I've had the opportunity, like I said, if you watched my announcement speech earlier, I had the great opportunity to, um, uh, what did I say? I forgot. I'm having a brain fart right now.
Have Ryan
Excuse me.
introduce you.
Yeah, well, yeah. As I said earlier, Ryan has been a great friend to me, and Ryan's just been a great person. And so, we're running a write-in campaign or indie campaign, um, because we feel that things need to change in MEC. So, yeah. But me being a Democrat, and him being a Republican, and me being a liberal leaning moderate, and him being a conservative, or whatever you want to call it, listen, I could care less about party affiliation. Party affiliation is the least of my concerns. Me and Ryan share the same interest, and we have for our country, and that's the reason why I'm on the ticket.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Jacob.
Oh shit! What's my question? Oh fuck! I just forgot it. Let me think of it.
I have a question, and I'm gonna wait until Jacob asks his question because I'm eating spaghetti.
Okay, I figured it out. Okay, I got it.
Okay, go ahead, Jacob.
Okay, Terrell. My question to you is, how's your day?
My day is going
That's
great.
my question.
Too bad, so sad. You're gay.
My question is going great.
Also, Harvey, check PM.
My day is going great.
Is that it, Jacob? Do you have another question?
I have another question. Yes, how's your day?
Okay. Any other question that's not specifically about how his day is going?
How's your night?
Okay, Jacob. Okay, so Harvey, do you have a question? You said.
My question was stolen.
Okay, can we please have serious questions? Thank you.
Yeah, some questions about my D5 run or any of that?
Oh, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How's your D5 run?
So we just announced today, about an hour ago, or an hour and a half. I don't keep track of time. Um, we just announced an hour and a half ago, and we already have some support for us. So my D5 race is going pretty good. I'm feeling very confident about this election, um, because I feel that this is my race. Um, this is my race, and I feel that no matter what, I'm going to fight it. No matter what doubts I may have in my mind right now, there probably are a few. I know there are a few that I have, a few doubts that I have in my mind right now. I'm going to continue to fight for what I believe in, and that's what my campaign is about. It's about fighting for what we believe in, and fighting to make sure that District 5 gets the future that they need and that they deserve.
Okay, I have a question. So, of course, you're on the ticket for Vice President for Ryan Service. If you do win that, you'll be dropping out, right? For a D5 Senate race?
Yes.
Okay, just a quick question there. So,
But I'm just going to say, we're probably not going to win, so.
okay,
Yeah.
so,
It'll be a big upset if we win. I'll just say that.
okay, of course, the presidential election has not been going too well for yet other people as well. It's supposed to be a big win for Ethan Fitzgerald. You think how do you think? Do you think there's any chance of him losing?
No, not very many. Um, I'm gonna say this: people have encouraged me to run for president. I thank them for encouraging me to. I'm not gonna do it. Um, of course, being president in Mecca is my ultimate um, goal. Slowly climb up the food chain. Um, right now is not my time, which is why I decided not to run for president this season. But no, if there's a chance of him losing, it's very slim, very slim. The chances are little to none of him losing. Um, and that's what happened when you have someone that's a former president running for president once again. Um, yeah, that's what it is. When you have a former president running again for president, the same position that he
Is West Virginia
was.
in D5?
I believe West Virginia's in D5. Yes.
Did someone send me the new map, by the way?
Um, but anyway, yeah, the chances of Ethan Fitzgerald losing this race is little to none.
Okay, so of course it's of course Senate is a very democratic Senate right now. If you get in, do you see it the same way? And do you think it'd be easy for your bills to get passed if you got into Senate
Oh,
55?
of course. It's not about your bills being passed easier, because there are those Democratic senators that will vote nay. And I know
Ivor.
those senators are. Well, there's a mix of them. Um,
Ivor will just
I
abstain.
do,
Doesn't
I
matter.
do still see the I still do see the Senate being Democratic. Um, yeah, not much will change, honestly. Not much will change in terms of composition. Obviously, if all our incumbents run for re-election, um, well, with the exception of Mayowa and Nathan being appointed to District 3 and District 4, if the rest of our incumbents run and everybody that is an incumbent wins, and if Adam Evans decides not to run and I come in and pick up the seat, that's a 6-0 Senate. Um, and that's something that Democrats. Right now, we had 5-1. Um, Adam Evans is not. Adam Evans is an independent. He's not a Republican. He's an independent. The Republicans have no representation in the Senate. So I don't know. But no, I really don't see much change. But the problem that arises in terms of passing a bill is when it gets to the House, because the House is divided amongst one Republican. Well, it's going to change more than likely, but it's going to be a mix of people in the House. So that's when the real problem arises. So the Senate's not really the big problem; it's the House, and vice versa. When you propose a bill in the House, if it doesn't fit well with the Senate, then it gets sent back.
Okay, so of course there's a new map that just got released in Mac. First off, how do you feel about the new map for the Senate?
I'm gonna be honest here with you. I'm not. I don't have a favorable opinion of the new maps. Um,
Do you
these
think
are the
there,
facts.
do you think they're equal representation for Mac for like Republicans and Democrats?
Eh, that's debatable.
It's
Um,
it's very hard to gerrymander in Mac, to be
yeah.
honest with you.
I don't agree with the maps right now. The whole purpose of getting new maps was to break. A big reason was to break Pennsylvania and New York up, because D6 was the most crowded field. We wanted to break that up. Obviously, that did not happen because Pennsylvania and New York are still in the same district,
I liked my
which is where the problem arises. If everybody, mostly almost everybody in the community agrees that Pennsylvania and New York needs to be split up, because that's where it's a crowded field every time, and so it kind of makes it harder, especially in the primary. If you have like 17 candidates running, it makes it harder to win. For if you're trying to win, it makes it harder because of the fact that you have so many people to run in that district. It's ridiculous. So me right now, I'm not in a favorable opinion of those maps. So yes.
Would you put Pennsylvania in, let's say, like the House district with Michigan and Ohio, or no?
See, then that goes into saying how many people live in the Rust Belt. Um, if we determine if determine how many people actually are live and running in the current district, then we can talk about putting Pennsylvania in there. I would not be opposed to it. I'm going to be honest here with you. I won't be opposed to it. Um, but we just have to look at how many people are actually living in that district and how many people are actually going to run. So.
Would you be for keeping one of the new maps and going back to the old ones on one of the other maps, being either Senate or House?
Well, with the new maps, so for the Senate, the new maps has Ohio and everything, with North Dakota and South Dakota, which okay. Um, I would be for keeping the old maps for the House or for the Senate, and new maps for the House.
Okay. Harvey or Jacob, do you guys have any questions for Terrell or
I have a
no?
follow-up question,
Yeah.
and my question is, you recently expressed your agreement with the maps, calling them decent. And are you taking a step back by saying that you wanted the old house maps to take effect rather than having new maps?
I rather expressing that I said the maps were decent. Decent means they're okay, but there's actually change that needs to be made. So when I call it decent, I said it's okay for now. It'll work for now, but it does need to be changed. So that's what I mean by decent. Um, with these new maps, like I said, I'm not opposed to new maps, um, because sometimes we are afraid for change. Um, but we have to stop being afraid of change. I'm not opposed to the new maps or new maps at all. I'm just opposed to the states that are in a particular district. And that's the thing. I call it decent. Again, it's okay. It needs work done to it, though. That's what I mean.
Oh,
So, yeah, talking about the new maps. Again, I'm not opposed to having new maps. But when we're doing new maps, let's make sure that they're um, actually sensible maps.
do you think? Because a lot of people are saying, I'll try to make this the last question about the maps, but because I don't want to get stuck on this topic for too long. But do you think people are trying? Because a lot of people voted yes because it's too competitive. But do you think the new maps, like a lot of other people, are going to make it less competitive in districts?
Um, Essentially, it can make it less competitive. I know the goal sometimes is to make races competitive. That's okay. Um, we want to make races competitive, but we want to make sure that we have, um, however you want to put it, we want to make sure that the maps are sensible. Like I said, um, like I said, if you depend on where population, in terms of how many people live in what district, then you go based off that. So with some of these races are going to be less competitive. Others are going to be more competitive. And so, yeah.
Okay. Um, do you think? I'll make this last question. Promise. Oh, I guess Harvey's gone, but okay. Of course, the District 1 for Senate is going to have huge Republican area with California and the West Coast, which are huge for Democrats. Do you think that helps make it more sensible? Because it's making it more even. While in, like, let's say D3 for the new Senate map, and it's a very Republican-based heavy area. You think it makes it more gerrymandered, that one's place will get more seats, has more chance of going one way than the other?
I'm not. I'm gonna say this with District One. Um, District One, it's something. Um, District One, you have with the new map for District One Senate. You have two incumbents now in the same district. But of course, we're going to have a junior United States Senator and a senior United States Senator from a district. You're putting two incumbents in the same district, but they're going to run for different classes. That's going to be interesting. Now, in terms of Republican territory and Democratic territory, D1 MEC doesn't really go based off of demographics. We know that. Because if we were going based off demographics, I would tell you, yes, the maps are gerrymandered. Since we're not going based off demographics, then technically the maps can't be gerrymandered. Because of the fact that, again, we're not using demographics here. So it's kind of, hard to say, oh yeah, it's gerrymandered, when yet, again, we're not using demographics. But if we were using demographics, I would say that it's gerrymandered. I'm going to say it's gerrymandered now, but I'm not going to really comment on gerrymandering and all that, because that's a history lesson in the mix.
Okay, since you like the journey, since you know like a lot of things, do you know how the junior senator and senior senator is gonna work for MEC?
The way they're gonna work, so they're not gonna be elected at the same time.
So it's gonna be so the senior senator gonna have longer term, or is it gonna be that way almost?
It's gonna be a mix. The term lengths, I believe, are gonna be the same. Yes, they're gonna be the same.
But are they gonna be elected at different times? They're gonna be elected at different times, you said?
Yeah, they're gonna be at different times.
Are they gonna have different powers then in Senate?
No, they're not. They're gonna have the same powers. It's just that they're gonna be elected at different times.
Okay, so it's basically name.
So
okay.
The powers are not changing. Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah. So with that, actually, guys, we're gonna ask you if you guys do have any questions, please do ask them in the chat. I'm trying to see if you did just ask one. I'm gonna try to get there fast. But Jacob, it's okay, Jacob. How do you feel about the new map? I should ask you too.
What?
How do you feel about the new map?
Mine are a lot better.
Okay, but do you think they'll work or no?
No.
I'm back.
Okay, so Jacob, do you have a question for Terrell?
Yes. How's your day?
Okay, that does not have to do with any of that stuff, like actual political
Are you
topic.
trying to threaten me?
No. Okay, so I'll ask you this. What is your opinion on Brian Kemp?
Brian Kemp.
Just kidding, no. You don't have to.
No, I'm going to answer this question. Brian Kemp. Stacey Abrams. Brian Kemp.
Stacey Abrams is daddy.
Brian Kemp. Stacey Abrams. Now, I don't know about you, but Brian Kemp is so conservative, he blows up government spending. Now, Stacey Abrams is a progressive and running in Georgia, but still making the race competitive. So, Brian Kemp.
The will of in the Constitution.
Okay,
we were hoping in 04 we'd get a turn.
Hopefully, again, like I said, hopefully I do get into the Senate. It's going to be fun.
how do you feel about people like Jackson Hitchcock and others that are trying to get the black vote away?
Jackson is gone.
Jackson's gone. He's in military school.
Oh, never mind. I've been gone for too long then.
He'll be back in the summer though.
Okay, but for those people that want to get like the woman's vote away and the black vote, what do you say to them?
First off, hey, there's really no women in Met.
Oh, Louisa Reed.
Yeah, there's not a lot, and I'm gonna be serious here. There's not women. We know that. This is a majority men community. How in the name of Jesus Christ, if there's not many women in the community, how in the name of Jesus Christ are you going to take away the women vote? That's the next thing. Next, I don't know how many African American people are in the community anymore. I lost count.
There's a lot.
Yeah, probably. No, but seriously, that's something that we talk about in real life politics, not net politics. But women vote is very important. Actually, the women vote is how, not alone that, women vote is also how African American women vote is how Doug Jones got elected. So,
I thought you were gonna say Doug Ford for a second.
no, Doug. That's how Doug Jones got elected. African American women.
Okay, so this is not really a question, but this is we're gonna do like a little game with you right now.
Oh
We're going
Jesus.
onto the mock collection wiki page.
Mm,
We're gonna look at your mock collection wiki page.
mm. We
So
look
are you
at
ready
what?
for this? We're looking at your mock collection wiki page.
It's probably say Terrell McCann because Jacob messes with my wiki page a
Okay,
lot.
so first off, Terrell McCann Jr. Fake news. How do you say that? What do you say that comment?
At least we're not CNN.
And then the end, yeah, blah blah blah. But I'll go to a different one now. This time, a even better one.
Oh Jesus.
The best one ever. Evan Hunt.
Evan.
This
Oh
is
my nope. That's enough. That's enough of that.
yeah. So yeah. Okay. Do you think? Okay, since you own a news network, like me, do you
No.
think the major news networks should be owned by the community, or do you think they should just be individually owned?
Fuck
No,
my clip. Fuck my
they should
clip.
be individually owned.
I'm the
Is
one
that
who put the clitoris there. That was me.
okay? So, how would you feel about if
Fuck my clit. Fuck my clit.
Okay, thanks, Jacob, for that. How do you feel about okay? With there being a lot of news networks, do you think people are just only paying attention to the major two, MCNN, and of course your news network, Mech News?
Yeah. We are the we I say that yeah, MCNN and Mech News are the top two watch, and I'll say watched
No
news
Mexi
network.
span.
Mech
But do you think
Mech C-SPAN does not broadcast a lot.
okay? But do
So,
you think this is good or bad, or do you think other news networks like mine should have more of a chance?
well, if you really care and you're in competition, it matters. When you don't care even though you're in competition and you don't care, you really won't really worry about it.
Okay, so getting back to your vice presidential run,
Not
what are
vice
the
president to run. I'm not running for vice president. I'm just on the ticket.
I
Let's
thought
focus
you
on D.
okay.
Yeah,
So
let's focus on
D5.
D5 too.
Of course, this is the Rust Belt.
Whoop, whoop.
And you live in the Rust Belt.
Yes, I
And
do.
no, I should say this Rust Belt. In
Restore the Confederacy. Restore the Confederacy.
No.
okay, Rust Belt, and then in brackets and Kentucky. Um,
What about Kentucky?
how do you feel? How do you? Okay, a lot of people from Kentucky don't think that because they're in the Rust Belt district, they get much attention. How would you make that change?
Well, when you're representing a district, so first off in Met, of course, our own District 5 Senator Adam Evans is from Kentucky. Um, now, people say, oh yeah, don't just make certain bills that benefits a certain state. Sometimes you have to sometimes make bills that benefits um, other states. Um, as a whole, you try to make bills that benefit the entire Rust Belt or your entire district. I'm not going to say Rust Belt right now because I'm speaking in general. You try to make bills that benefit your entire district. But it's sometimes hard to do that because different states have different issues. Iowa has agricultural issues. That's a big agricultural state. It has its own issues. Michigan, the auto industry. Obviously, the auto industry is not really talked about a lot in MEC, or it hasn't been really talked about lately. I won't say talked about a lot, but it hasn't been talked about lately. Um, each state has its own independent issue, and it's sometimes hard to just not focus on one state. So essentially, if I'm elected, not only will I make bills, depending on where it is, if I make a bill, I'm gonna make a bill that not only benefits that state, but it benefits the district as a whole, because it probably applies to the district as a whole. If it's a state district, it's an entire district issue. So you interpret that how you want, but essentially, like I said, it's hard to not make bills that don't benefit. Not only that, the bills you pass, mention some of the bills you pass, well, actually, all the bills you pass affect the entire country, because that's a law. It's a law in the United States.
I have
So
a bill banning vagina.
Not only does it benefit your district, it benefits the entire country as a whole.
Terrell, question.
Yeah, Jacob.
Will you aim my bill banning vaginas?
Banning what?
Vaginal flaps.
I am not commenting on that matter.
Jacob, what the hell? Is that even through the house?
Vagina was a bit more certain.
Okay.
Did it even get to the house?
Cause I got elected because they're running against a commie. That's why.
Did that get to the house? I said. Did that bill get to the house?
You're a rapist.
Okay, so Jake, here's another thing I need you to look at. Would you be for or against making this map official? Have you ever heard of Jesus Land?
Have I heard of what?
Jesus Land.
Oh, Jesus.
Have you heard of Satan?
This is what I'm speaking of.
What in the name of Jesus Christ is that?
Would you be for or against this map? 1 second.
What is the map for? That's the question.
It was introduced after 2000 election because it was basically a meme map because of people that voted 2012, where they voted for. Basically, Jesus Land is the red.
What the fuck?
And the United States of Canada is the blue. Would you
If it's Jesus Land, that map better be entirely red.
No, they hate
Jesus
God.
wasn't a Republican, so.
They hate God in Canada. They hate him.
Or
No, we don't. We have a lot of
political party. Jesus.
Yeah,
people kind.
Jesus wasn't political, so.
But would you be for? No, it's basically saying getting the South, like all the conservatives, into one country and making the Democrat, making the left-leaning Democrat, which are more leaning towards Canadian politics, a part of Canada.
Jesus' political party would be the Americans United of Nazi Party.
Oh my Jesus!
So would you be for this? No. Here, I'll go to Wikipedia.
I am not going to comment on that.
Let's strategize the red and blue states scheme by dividing the United States of Canada into the United States of Canada and Jesus Land. The map implies the existence of a fundamental political divide between congressional northern and southern regions of North America. The former including both the socially liberal Canada and West Coast, northeastern and upper Midwest states. And suggests that these states... Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so Terrell, I'll ask you this. Would you be for or against creating a, would you be for or against making a merging the countries of Canada and the US into one nation?
If you have a purpose.
I think Iceland should be included in the maps.
You have to no, but I'm serious. You have to think about things that benefits the best of both worlds. If you don't do things that don't benefit the best of both worlds, then it's ridiculous.
Canada wouldn't do that, by the way, because we don't like Trump. Just saying.
Well, we know that.
Trump all the way. Daddy T.
And we wouldn't merge. There's an idea of merging Canada, U.S., and Mexico, but Canada doesn't want to go with Trump nor a communist, so.
Because you guys don't like economic prosperity.
No, we do. We have Justin Trudeau. Okay, Terrell, I have a question. How do you feel about now Mexico electing a communist president?
Oh Jesus.
People.
And how do you think this will
People.
affect relations in MEC? And this is about more MEC. Relations in MEC with dealing with Mexico.
It means Raphael's gonna come.
Okay, listen. A lot of the things we do in MEC comes with, in terms of when we do events, actually, there's role playing in that. We can have, Mexico can have, that's real life Mexico. Real life Mexico and MEC Mexico are two different things. Now, if they have somebody play the role of, because I believe he's not going to be sworn in until when? December?
Who?
When you think about it, if they have someone playing him, which they won't be doing that for a while until December, then you can get into it. Him playing him and being a socialist.
Who's getting sworn in?
The New Mexico.
His name is Andres Manuel Lopez Alvarado.
Obrador.
AMLO.
He basically won all of Mexico except for like one place, even a place that I visited. So yeah.
Did you get raped while you were there?
I went to Mexico. No comment, but I had lots of tequila. Literally everywhere you go in Mexico, it's like tequila, 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 tequila. So Terrell, I know blacks like to drink. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. Just kidding. Just joke. Sorry. Oh damn it! People can call me racist now. Damn it.
No, you're not funny. You're racist.
Okay. Terrell, of course, outside of Mech and stuff, you have all the businesses like you own Mech Airlines. Who owns Mech Airlines?
That's me.
What businesses do you own in Mech again, Terrell?
I own Mech News.
Is that it?
I'm gonna be honest here with you. That's probably it.
Mech Airlines condones rape, by the way.
Okay, no. Okay, I've been instructed to do something about Mech Airlines.
No!
So
You don't have permission.
Jacob, I have a question for you now, even though it's a Terrell's interview. But what do you own in the Mech?
Oh Jesus, here we go. Are the feds listening? Are the feds listening?
Jacob, what do you own in Mech?
I'm not gonna comment. Too many things.
By the way, I'm gonna be making an announcement that I'm owning just Mech Disney. So.
What the fuck?
Make sure you file your paperwork.
No, I already bought it before you, so shut up.
Make sure you file your paperwork.
I bought it before. No.
And also the Mech, the Justin Trudeau Foundation of Mech.
Please die.
And the Trump Foundation.
Oh my God.
Trudeau, how would you feel if I made a Nathan Brown memorial?
He's not dead.
Yeah, he's not dead. He's a senator now.
Oh, what? Okay, why do we have the whole funeral then? That's bullshit.
Actually, there's no proof of that funeral ever happening.
Did you delete it?
Did you delete it?
I will not comment on what I did and did not do.
Breaking news! Terrell deleted Nathan Brown's funeral.
Logan has videos of the highlights. So.
Yeah,
he does.
He does. So, yeah,
I hope he made one for Georgians.
Kate, what happened at Georgian's funeral?
He died.
Okay.
He did.
Okay, I have another question for you, Terrell. How do you feel about the new thing now after you creating the trend of making funerals in Mech? I'm emphasizing you, Terrell. How do you feel that everyone's having funerals for other people that have left Mech now?
Well, that's if you feel that that's the best way to leave Mech, then
by all means.
Literally, you made 5 funerals. I'm sorry.
Huh?
You're the one that started the trend, though. I'm sorry. And now everyone's making funerals and dying.
No. Well, trendsetter is what it's called.
I could literally make a funeral. I could have made a funeral saying Terrell McCann left Mech when you left.
That actually happened. Evan Hunt said that I died, and I didn't.
Okay, but the funerals are literally pointless. I'm sorry.
That's not his name. His name's not Evan Hunt.
Does that make sense?
Hey, Cameron.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
my thing. You have your thing. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shut up.
How is the
Shut up.
economics? How is the economic state of Mech News right now?
Bad.
Well, considering that we don't use money in mech, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to make the Wall Street happen in the Mech Wall Street.
Well, obviously, look, the AC would have to approve that, and they'll probably get Kelly involved and all that. So,
Okay, no, getting to that topic now. How do you?
I would say this. Mech News would most likely be economically stable because we have some of the best.
Jacob, your opinion on this?
We have some of the best people working at Mech News that actually understand finance and that actually understand economics.
So basically, you and
You
Sam
mean
Martinez.
Sam?
Well, not only him, we have a couple other people that work for us. So.
Wait, Terrell, have you processed my resume yet?
I
put it on their desk. I'm just waiting on them.
Okay, Terrell, I have a question.
Hurry the hell up.
Okay, let's say Mech News makes money, gets enough people and gets monetization on YouTube. What would you do with the money? Would you give it to Ethan Kelly, give it back to Mech, or what would you do with the money?
Do what with the money?
What would you do with the money if Mech News got monetized?
That's a good question. I don't know what I would do with the money.
Would you give it to Ethan Kelly, give it back to Mech, or what?
I would probably give it back to Mech.
No, you'd give it to me.
No, I'm not giving anything to you. You take Saudi money.
Wait. Technically in Mech, wait, do we have a copyright firm in Mech?
No.
Okay, Jacob, I'm gonna talk to you about something off stream, but I think with that, guys, we're getting way off topic. I think. No, I was gonna say, technically, Mech News is not trademarked.
Jacob.
Yeah.
That's a lot of red there, buddy.
Okay, but technically, Mech News is not trademarked.
Shut up! Come on. Okay, this is the state that you went, Terrell. You went Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and then in Illinois.
Okay, this is
coming to Iowa, Missouri, Indiana, and Kentucky.
So Jacob,
he wins the Republican states, and I win the Democratic states. Nice.
Jacob, I have a question.
But Iowa is within a point.
Okay, Jacob, I have a question for you. Now that you're currently the first lady of Mech, how is the White House?
We have too many Latinos in the White House.
Oh Jesus! I thought they fired Raphael.
No, my servants.
Oh my God!
White people won't work for me.
We on the Daily Leaf do not condone racism, sexualization of females, nor slavery.
I do.
Well,
slavery. We do not. The actions of the correspondents and people being interviewed are not those of the Daily Leaf News, but of their own person and Mech News. So.
What about Mech News?
I said your opinions are of Mech News' opinions.
No, they're not. Facts over opinion.
So Jacob, how is Mech Airlines doing currently?
Oh Jesus! Yep, tell us how Mech Airlines is doing.
We bought a new plane today.
Was it a Russian plane?
No.
Jacob, any kind of plane you want to let the federal government know about?
It is my right as an American citizen to not tell you.
Wait, technically, did you say that that money did not matter in Mech? Wait, let's go here. Wait. Jacob Tawny's.
Terrell, I had to send you the updated map.
Okay.
Jacob, what's your thing again? What's the thing for your love life on the thing? Jacob Tawny's love life. You ready for something a doozy, Terrell?
What?
You ready for a doozy? Where is it? Jacob, what's the link for your love life thing on there again?
Also, time is money, and money is precious.
Well, okay, let's see. spouses. Terrell, how do you feel being Jacob Tawny's former spouse?
No, that never happened. Never happened.
Well, technically, according to the Mech Wiki page, you were.
No. Well, MechWiki page is always not updated, so
Wait, let's see.
also
Well, I will say it is. Because look at this. Right here. Spouse, Terrell McCann, divorced.
okay. How does this play into me being running for District 5 Senate and
So technically, Jacob Tawny, Andy, so your divorce, how would you work with your divorcee husband?
well, actually, it never
Jake-
happened, and if
Jacob
you, I'm
Tawny
not
is
gonna
your
go into
someone.
this. I'm not gonna go into this because people, I'm not gonna go into this.
Okay. And Jacob, I have a question for you. Wait, where is it? Where
No.
are these? Oh.
No.
You are you have what is the Scottish Republic?
It's Iceland, but renamed.
Okay, are you the president of the Scottish Republic?
Dictator team.
Okay, and are you still trying to make it a part of the United States of America?
Yes.
Terrell, would you, if you got elected to Senate, would you agree with this? Would you make it a part?
Do what?
Make the Scottish Republic a part of the United States of America.
See.
Why?
Again, I'm not crazy.
Okay, so Jacob, also another question: how is the Jewish Nazi Party doing right now?
Oh Jesus!
How's what?
The Jewish Nazi Party
It's going well.
and the Fascist Party in Mech.
Pretty good.
How is your relationship with your former husband, Terrell McCann?
No, that's not happening anymore. I updated it.
No, it's still there.
If you actually,
Oh, he took it up. He actually did.
Me?
Okay.
Okay. Who's ready for Governor Cordray?
Governor Cordray. Governor Cordray.
Okay, now we're going to move on to another topic in this interview. It's also about the new YouTube channel. So everybody, the new YouTube channel is going great. It's done super well. But let's go over the Mech UK right now and look how everything's going.
No. Shut up. No.
Okay, then
When we're a bit more certain.
oh damn! I did something wrong there. Wait, abort.
Abort the kid. Abort the kid. Abort the kid.
Okay, Jacob, I have a question. How did you get elected?
Abort the kid. Abort the kid.
Terrell, I have a question. How did Jacob get elected?
I don't know.
Did you vote for him?
Because I make good legislation.
Is this true or false?
He's right there in front of you. Why are you not asking him?
I don't know. Okay, if you guys could possibly, we want to get an interview with Ethan Fitzgerald, and I have a very important thing I want to talk to him about, which I'll talk to you off stream about.
Fitzgerald. Ethan Fox.
But that'll be the stream for right now. Let's go outro music. Bye everybody. I'm Cam Andrews with Terrell McCann, and yeah, bye.